With being in Texas, I know Texas football is God here.
Yeah.
Sports is God here.
Mm-hmm.
But I also came across a lot of people who wasn't interested in sports. So prior to like music and just getting into entertainment, like what was your passion?
I had hooped my freshman year.
Okay.
That shit didn't last long. It didn't last long because I was also trying to rap.
Gotcha.
I was also trying to rap and do music and all that type of stuff. So I ended up choosing, and I chose for the music rap.
Got you. I got you. So like, what about hip hop inspired you to do it? Because I know you listed a lot of people around, you know, saying that you grew up around that inspired you, that you like. But what made you yourself decide to, you know, approach that lane?
Me and my little brother, we always used to freestyle.
Okay.
We always would freestyle, and man, no matter what was going on, we could always attract a crowd. So shit, you know, we used to freestyle, beat on the desk, and we used to kind of crank it up before crunk even was even word. We say, man, let's crank that bitch up, and we be beating loud and freestyle. Before you know it was a crowd, and that's just kind of like the era we came from. If you didn't play sports, then you freestyle.
Gotcha.
Not just rap, you freestyle. So that's the era we kind of came from.
Got you. So then you jump into the music lane.
Right.
What was the aha moment to say, you know what, I'm actually good enough to try to actually pursue this professionally?
I had a little rap group at my school with my Hutchins called 187 Crime Family. That's crazy because some people gonna be watching this video and be like, damn, I remember that shit. We had this little group called 187 Crime Family.
Okay.
And we did this song, and the song was just like all over the school. And it was a line of niggas and females that was like just wanting to hear the song. Back then, we had CD players with Walkman. See, now I'm exposing my age. I wasn't trying to do that.
Hey, man, that's generation 2, so it's all good.
Yeah, man, you know, we had CD player with Walkman, and so, you know, everybody wanted to hear it. We was like, okay, we can do that. You know, we walking around, you know, our nuts is heavy now.
Yeah.
Now our chest out. So we was like, yo, let's go ahead and do it.
Okay, so then you into the music thing,
yeah.
and you move forward with that. But then you also start working with some of the major, you know, say heavy hitters around the city. Yeah. I know you talked about Don Chief to me off camera. Like, man, what was your relationship with Chief, and how did you work with Chief back in those days?
So by then I was still rapping, but I was also a producer.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of what really gave me the momentum because we didn't have nobody to make our beats. So I made our beats for us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And man, for the time, for me to be so young, like, you know, it was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So
what system you was using to make beats? Was you?
Man, that's a good question.
Was you Fruity Loops? Was you on MPCs? Like what? I'm trying to see how far back you was at.
FL Studio.
Okay.
Wasn't gonna come for 10 years when I was making beats.
Ah, man, so you was for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, what I was making beats on was they had a keyboard called the XP80.
Okay.
Roland XP80 and then
Triton. Yeah.
Triton and the MPC.
Got you.
And what we would have to do was take these floppy disks
put it
and
in
sample the sounds that we want and filter. And what's so crazy is one of my biggest records still got sound from way back in that day that's just been filtered. So, yeah.
Which do you like better? Do you like the more analog keyboard, the floppy disk, MPC type of style, or do you like more the digital phase?
Man, that's a good question. So I'm gonna tell you like this. For sounds, I like the digital because the sounds are so much more high quality, right?
Okay.
But when it comes to like your drum section or your rhythm section, was a big deal back in the day, like your drums, your 808s and all that, definitely. It ain't no question like MPC. It ain't even close.
Got you.
It ain't even close. MPC, SP1200, back then we had the, it was another little machine that everybody used. But them analog drums, boy, they hit real hard without you having to do anything to them.
Got you. Mm-hmm. So then you're on the production side.
Yeah.
And so was it the production itself that won over Chief that allowed you to start building that relationship with Chief? So
That's
how y'all
all
meet?
It was just the production.
So how were y'all able to, like, do you remember the first time y'all like actually met and on some production type of?
Yeah, me and Chief met through a nigga named KZ, and Chief used to come to the studio that I went to. But what happened is I was making beats for KZ, and Chief, you know, he was like, man, I gotta get that cat. So the bottom line is, the first time I heard Chief, he had this real squeaky voice, and he was with Pimpster at the time.
Gotcha.
And I'm talking about he was jamming. So when we kind of connect, we kind of fan of each other. So Chief, being Chief, you know, I was like, man, I'm gonna give you some CD, you know, a CD with some beats on it, and then you just kind of tell me which ones you messing with. You know, back in the day, like I charged for all my beats. It's a different day and age because now, you know, to get on, you gotta give free beats.
Yeah.
And I charged for all my beats, like 17, 18 years old.
Okay.
So the bottom line is, he took the CD, went to the studio, looped all of them bitches. and then recorded. Now I ain't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
But when I found out about it, I'm like, hey man, what's up? And then he rolled down on me, and I'm thinking he gonna come with an apology or something. But he had dropped me out some bread, like I just needed to get it out. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga dropped me out some bread, but then he wanted some more beats. Right then.
So when you was giving on the beat CD, it was really a sample disc. It was like
it was supposed to be a sample disc. He got all the way down. West Dallas fashion. Shout out to bro.
Oh man. He had no transitions other than the engineered pauses in the beat. So it was just the same all the way through, the same loop.
Oh, he didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
All he knew is that it was some my beats and he finna rock them over.
Man, that's what's up.
Yeah.